setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we had voting in Jharkhand, but the most important issue in Jharkhand this time has been the issue of infiltration, illegal infiltration, and the BJP has made it the numero uno issue. It says that in Jharkhand there's an incredible amount of infiltration that is happening when there are tribals, where there are people who have for centuries been residents of Jharkhand and who today are the subject of a demographic change. The numbers are on your screen. The number of the Muslim population, the increase in the Muslim population over the years, these are clear numbers which the BJP talks about. It says that the demographic change in Jharkhand is not organic, it is inorganic. It can only happen when there is a large-scale influx from Bangladesh. And it's pretty much the same situation as was earlier in Assam, as has earlier been the case and continues to be the case in Bengal. Unchecked attack on the local population by Bangladeshi infiltrators. And ladies and gentlemen, Republic decided to investigate this. We sent teams which traveled almost 700 kilometers to expose the reality of infiltration. We went on the ground. We spoke to people. We got anecdotes. We got case studies. And we decided to find out for ourselves whether it's true that there has been such a large-scale demographic change. So the place we targeted is the Santhal area. And ladies and gentlemen, we went from Ranchi to Deoghar. We went from Deoghar to Sahibganj. These two distances themselves 450 kilometers. Then we went from Sahibganj town to Rajmahal, from Rajmahal to Pakur, from Pakur town to the West Bengal Gopinathpur border. That's another 120 kilometers, ladies and gentlemen. And all through this effort of the Republic Media Network to put our reporters on the ground, to put our camera persons on the ground, to get you the story from the ground, because we don't take what politicians say at face value. And let me tell you, our lead story today is about what we have found on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the data which is backing the ground reality we have found in the Santhal Pargana. In our news report today, you will find stories about the rampant land grab that has happened in Sahibganj and Pakur. You have panchayats which are being run by men while tribal women remain dummy heads. You have the case studies of tribal men being duped by Muslim men in the area, the land being grabbed after loans which are given to the Muslim men in the area. We will tell you today in our ground report about the artificial indebtedness that has been created out there and the hardships that Hindu villagers are having to face, where they talk about their ordeal, how they are threatened by the infiltrators in their area, and when they are losing the right to live in the lands of their ancestors. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can sit in a metro city and say it doesn't matter to me, and I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it does. If this country's demography is artificially changed, none of us, you, me, any citizen in this country, will be safe. Now consider this, viewers. Also in the recent American election, the Democratic Party says infiltration is not an issue. But clearly the people of America are now awakened. And they are being, as we would call, sajag, aware citizens. In India too, we need to be sajag and aware about the dangers of illegal infiltration. Our Republic Special Investigation, and that's debate number 1 tonight, viewers, is exposing part by part the threat of illegal infiltration in Jharkhand. That's a story you cannot miss. Also at 8:40 p.m. tonight, you have the Muslim quota debate in Maharashtra. Amit Shah says Amit Shah says the Congress's agenda is the Muslim quota, and the Karnataka government is also being dragged into this same issue, which has become a running issue in the state of Maharashtra as well. At 9 o'clock tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on this special edition of the debate this evening, we debate the Supreme Court verdict over bulldozer justice. And I will tell you why, with the greatest of respect to the Supreme Court of India, I believe that legal bulldozer justice, and I repeat, legal, not illegal, legal bulldozer justice is required in this country. Otherwise, people will never learn why I support Yogi Adityanath. That's also on the debate tonight. And here are the headlines this Wednesday evening on the debate tonight. The infiltration threat becomes the biggest flashpoint in the elections. The Republic Special Investigation premiering tonight brings to you the expose from the tribal belt of Jharkhand, where first-hand accounts of villagers will shock you. Appeasement is the Congress party's only agenda. That's what the BJP claims, as they claim that the Congress government in Karnataka was going to allocate 4% quota for Muslim contractors in public work projects up to 1 crore. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah denies the charge. Supreme Court passes a verdict on bulldozer justice, says that the executive cannot demolish houses and properties of people only on the ground that they are accused or convicted in a crime, and that no demolition should be carried out without prior show cause notices. This evening, we start with a special investigation team report. The report of the Republic Special Investigation Team on the rising threat of infiltration in the state of Jharkhand. No, viewers, it's not just a political claim. As this report tells you, it is very much a reality in the tribal belt of Santhal Pargana in Jharkhand. A story that can happen anywhere in the country. The threat of infiltration in our country is very, very real. Let nobody underplay it.
संथाल परगना में आदिवासियों की आबादी तेजी से कम हो रही है। यहां के लोगों की जमीनें हड़पी जा रही है। यही समय है, हमें इस खतरे को यहीं पर रोकना होगा।
In the sweltering election season, infiltration has become the biggest flashpoint.
झारखंड में घुसपैठ रोकने के लिए यहां भाजपा सरकार चाहिए। झारखंड की पहचान को बचाने के लिए यहां भाजपा सरकार चाहिए।
And to get to the ground reality, Republic Special Investigation Team went inside the Santhal Pargana belt in the state of Jharkhand. Popular for its rich tribal culture, this belt has been thwarted by the threat of infiltration, and those by Bangladeshi infiltrators. In this report, Republic SIT will expose part by part the modus operandi and the ground reality of mass illegal infiltration. And what these first-hand witness recount will shock you, a reality that goes beyond just a fake ID card. In Bishnupur village, the head of the village claims that tribal women are trapped by infiltrators who then grab their land.
बांग्लादेश से आया, वोटर कार्ड भी बनता है, अपना वोटर माने इस देश का निवासी बनने के लिए वो लोग करता है और अपना विकास करता है इस जगह में रहने के लिए, और करता भी है बहुत कोई। तकरीबन 20 साल हो चुकी है। हम लोग केंद्रा चौक जाते हैं तो उतना घर भी नहीं था, यहाँ से वहाँ तक पूरा खाली ही खाली था, जंगल था। अभी तो सिर्फ यहाँ से वहाँ जाइएगा तो सिर्फ मुस्लिम का ही घर देखिएगा, एसटी का कहीं नहीं, या कोई एसटी का कोई जगह ही नहीं।
Once they marry the women, the Mukhya says the land grabbing is their eventual motive, and they proceed to tactfully usurp tribal land after marrying Hindu tribal girls.
सिस्टम यही है कि वो लोग शादी करते हैं, जो आदिवासी गरीब महिला रहते हैं उसको प्रलोभन देकर उनसे पहले शादी किया जाता है। उनके बाद उनके परिवार से दान स्वरूप वो लोग ज़मीन लेते हैं। यहाँ जिस तरह बांग्लादेशी का बात है, बांग्लादेशी कहीं ना कहीं है, बांग्लादेशी ऐसे बात नहीं है कि नहीं है।
As Republic crew moved from Bishnupur to Gopinathpur village, tribals narrated a horrific violence, threat and intimidation that allegedly unfolded days before we reached there.
अम्मा, आपका नाम?
हमारा नाम माला मंडल।
तो माला जी, एक बात बताइए, यहाँ पे अगस्त माह में जो कुछ हुआ उसके बाद ये कहा जा रहा है कि कुछ सालों में यहाँ पे घुसपैठियों की संख्या बहुत बढ़ गई है बांग्लादेश।
यहाँ पर थोड़ा थोड़ा घर था, थोड़ा थोड़ा। अभी बांग्लादेश घुस के बहुत हो गया। और झगड़ा सोमवार के झगड़ा ये लक्ष्मी कटने से 17 या 18 तारीख, सोमवार 17 और मंगलवार 18 तारीख है। तो सोमवार के हमारा लक्ष्मी कटा है, पूजा करता है उसी का। तो कटा है तो हिंदू के जगह में कटा है, तो हमारा हिंदू कटो बोलता है कि नहीं, हमारा हिंदू के जगह का ही कटा है, मुसलमान के जगह में तुम्हारा जगह में काटो, घेर बार के काटो। तो वही बोलता है, चक्कू दिखाता है किया।
हम लोग का मंदिर है, दुर्गा मंदिर है, उधर मुंह पर चल गया।
आप लोग देखभाल करिए।
As we spoke to more residents of the area, they explained to us how the infiltration is from this very point. Our crews reached there.
This village is divided by a canal. On the other side of this canal is a hub of Bangladeshi infiltrators, and the major reason for the clash in the month of August was that some miscreants came from that side of the canal to this village. The riots broke out because there was arson and bombing, and after that this place saw the formation of the SIT committee as well for the peace formation. But the huge number and the influx of Bangladeshi infiltrators in the nearby areas is a huge problem for the Hindus who are residing here.
A young man claims that there were gunshots and death threats in what had ensued. Hear his version.
दर्शन करने गए थे और उसी समय गांव
हाँ पूरा कर लिया। उधर भी, उधर से आया, उधर से आया, उधर से आया, उधर से आया। ईद में उधर गाय काटा। हम लोग बोला मत काटो। हम लोग बोला तो वो लोग बोला काटेंगे, क्या कर लेगा। हम लोग को बोला तुम लोग को काट देंगे। तो ये फिर अगले दिन हुआ झगड़ा, बम ब्लास्ट, पत्थर चलाया। दूसरा दिन हुआ, फिर तीसरा दिन हुआ, तीन दिन झगड़ा हुआ।
Republic's investigation team was in Jharkhand, Santhal Pargana for several days. The belt, which was complete tribal belt, is now demographically changed because of the huge influx of Bangladeshi infiltrators. Majorly two constituencies, Sahibganj and Pakur, share their borders with West Bengal's Malda and Murshidabad, from where Bangladeshi infiltrators enter the state of Jharkhand. The villagers also told us how the violence is also initiated by these infiltrators. Republic investigation will bring out the complete truth of the infiltrators, because threat of infiltration is nationwide.
As the demographic debate gains center stage nationally, Republic vows to expose the illegal infiltration plot report by report.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have our panelists tonight, Tohin Sinha, Rajat Sethi and Dr. Vikram Singh. Kapil Madan, Pro-Congress, Vivek Srivastav from the CPI, and Piyush Joshi backs the Aam Aadmi Party, all on the screen. Good evening. Gentlemen, why is the pro-Muslim Congress saying that there is no infiltration, Kapil? Stories like the pro-Muslim Congress says that there is no infiltration. Is it because the infiltrators are Muslim that the Congress is looking at the chance of expanding its pro-Muslim politics and its Muslim vote bank further, using foreigners in the state of Jharkhand? Do Indians and Hindus not matter for the pro-Muslim Congress?
Let me say that. Let me say that in very beginning that your allegations are without any substance and merits, and allow me to explain why. Rather, when you played the clip where Mr. Modi was making a speech and he was talking about infiltration, to my understanding, Mr. Modi did a self-call because he was speaking about his own failure. Now, who is at the center?
Are you saying there is no infiltration?
Central agency. Just a minute. Hold on. Don't get anxious.
No, I'm very calm. Are you saying there is no infiltration?
Just a minute. Have water. Have some water.
I had water before the show.
Yeah.
Are you saying there is no infiltration?
So just hold on. So just hold on.
There's nothing to hold. I mean, I'm saying, are you saying there is no infiltration?
Why are you getting panicked? I've not even started to expose and debunk the entire false narrative, and you get panicked. Now allow me.
Ask the viewers who is panicking today, me or you. I'm not panicking. You're panicking.
Now, Mr. Modi, when he talked about infiltration, now who has the control over the central agency? Who guards our borders? Who guards our roads at the border? It is the central agencies. We have ITBP, we have Border Security Force, we have CISF, and so many other agencies who are working around the corner. And if despite that Mr. Modi talks about the fact that there has been infiltration, then I think
Mr. Modi talks about the fact you don't believe there is infiltration. No, you don't believe there is infiltration.
Now tell me something. No, just
you don't believe so.
If someone is
distributing ration cards.
Now
Arnab,
first thing that you need to ask is whom are you fixing the accountability for that failure? How, at the first instance, someone who is not a citizen of our country, how could he illegally enter in our country? You please answer point number one.
Okay. Now, thank you for that. I'll take that to Tuhin and Rajat.
You answer, no?
1 minute.
You answer.
Why should I answer? You only listen to me or what? Or you value my opinion so much? You want me to answer? Then you value my opinion. Thank you.
You were interrupting me so much.
No. You value my opinion, and which is something that I like. I like people who value my opinion, and my answer to you is very simple, Kapil, and don't speak a word when I'm speaking, because unlike you, I speak little, but I speak a lot of sense. I blame the state government. I blame Hiteshwar Saikia in Assam. I blame Mamata Banerjee in Bengal, and I will blame the present Jharkhand government in Jharkhand. Because the state governments welcome these people, give them ration cards, and use them as vote banks. That is the fact. When the state government takes an anti-infiltrator position, like Himanta Biswa Sharma has taken in Assam, then you put a roadblock on it. We need a Donald Trump approach to infiltration. You are a Kamala Harris type of party. That is your choice. Kamala Harris lost. So is the case with you. Tuhin wants to respond and Rajat wants to come in. The debate is on. Viewers, hashtag tonight, infiltration is real. Tuhin.
Arnab, I have spent nearly 10 days in Jharkhand in the last 1 month, and I can tell you that Adivasis in the state are facing an existential crisis in the domain, in the hotbed of Hemant Soren. Places like Dumka, places like Pakur, which has been the domain of the Soren family for a very long time, are worst impacted because obviously there is a collusion, and there is a collusion not just between, the Jharkhand state government and the infiltrators. Almost all Indian state governments have been facilitating it. The two districts where, in Bangladesh, through which it is facilitated, Malda and Murshidabad. And the two districts in Jharkhand which are worst impacted, obviously Pakur and Dumka. But the problem today is that, it is not restricted to Santhal Parganas alone. They have percolated down because of the alacrity with which ration cards, because of the alacrity with which election cards have been distributed by Hemant Soren government. And that is where the real challenge lies. When they have been naturalized, when they have been inviting, they've been managing to get relatives sneak in. Obviously, it requires a Himanta Biswa Sharma approach. At least 30,000 of these infiltrators have been packed off from Assam in the last few years. And similar thing would happen in Jharkhand the moment a state government comes comes into power over there. But the bigger problem is Mamata Banerjee. You would recall that Mamata Banerjee has throughout been in conflict with the central government because the central government took an important decision a few years ago to expand the surveillance base of BSF from 15 kilometers radius to 50 kilometers on the border. Now, Mamata Banerjee has been continuously opposing it, and in that buffer zone between 50 kilometers and 50 kilometers is where parties like TMC execute their chicanery, they distribute ration cards at will, they distribute identity cards at will and nationalize the illegal migrants. But yes, it will be end game for them the moment a state government comes in Jharkhand and sooner than later in Bengal.
So the danger right now is being stated. Piyush is coming into the debate. Yes, Piyush.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
Piyush.
have you solved the problem in Assam? Because Assam is BJP government and the union government is also of the Bharatiya Janata Party, number one. Second question, why are you not
Largely
conducting the
contained
census?
it.
Hold on.
Largely combated it.
I did not interrupt.
We have
interrupt you.
largely
When you spoke, I
combated it.
expect the same courtesy. I did not
No,
interrupt.
you
I'm
asked me a question, I'm answering it right away.
So
I don't
kindly allow
struggle
me
for answers like
kindly
you.
allow me to complete the questions. Kindly allow me to complete the questions, then you can come in and answer them all. So just have some patience and answer all the questions in one go. Okay, so why are you not conducting a census? COVID is long over. Have you solved the problem in Assam? And are you accepting the failure of the Union Home Ministry? Because you yourself are saying that the problem is across the nation. The problem is not only restricted to Jharkhand and Bengal, it's there in Assam as well.
I would like to come in on that.
Arnab, to blame the immigrants and the minorities to hide the failure of governance and administration. That's what Donald Trump has done, and that is what this government is doing.
I'll tell you, Donald.
If the infiltration is a proper problem, then it is the Union Home Ministry's job to tackle it. And why are we not conducting a census? To get the hard data that we need.
No, I think we have data.
In order to solve the
I think we have data. I am not pro-Hindu or anti-Muslim. I am a sociologist by training and a social anthropologist in terms of my education. I can tell you that please don't disregard what Donald Trump is saying. Today in India, as per the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, the Muslim population share has grown a record 43% between 1950 and 2015, largely the period of non-BJP Congress governments. The Hindu population has declined in the period of the Congress government by 8%. Why did the Hindu population come down? Why did the Muslim population go up by 45% in terms of share? Yes, Vivek, do you counter my point? Do you have a counter or are you just heckling?
Nobody is heckling you. Love Jihad bill, CA/NRC, all kind of useless bills, farmers bill. You got everything which is illogical.
Rajat.
But if the population growth of Hindus and Muslims both is a problem because of lack of resources in our country, why didn't this government get a population control bill? Because actually the problem is not as great as they are trying to show, number one. Number two,
I disagree.
believe in my government at the center.
The problem of Muslim infiltrators in India is a very grave problem.
Yeah. No, it is not.
It's a very grave problem, I know it.
Security forces.
I would like to ask you, Vivek, listen. थोड़े हल्के से बोलिए पहले. I come from a district called Borpeta. Okay, my paternal ancestral village is in Borpeta, a place called Hothebari. Okay? We are from the Polla Hotro. Hotro is a Hindu Vaishnavite. It's like a Hindu Vaishnava. You could call it monastery, you could call it an institution, a Hindu institution. Okay? The land of my Hotro, the Hindu Vaishnavite ancestry that I have has been taken over by Bangladeshi infiltrators. In my village, there is a school. The land to the school has been donated by all the Hindus in the area. The school land, the Maidan where children should play football in a government-aided school, has been taken over by Muslim Bangladeshi infiltrators who do not speak Assamese. They did not tapko from nowhere. 1 minute. They did not, 1 minute. They did not tapko from nowhere. You with the rainbows behind you must realize that my state of Assam, there are 14 districts which are Muslim dominated. Borpeta, which is the center of the Vaishnavite Hindu faith in Assam, in Lower Assam, is today 73% Muslim district.
Okay, now...
1 minute, you with the rainbow behind you, with the rainbow behind you, I am telling you, how did my district become 74% Muslim? Because there were more Muslim children? No.
Let me speak.
No, there is
Immigration
nothing
a way
to
of life.
speak, Baba.
No. There's a lot
You
to speak.
people are demographic criminals.
If I have a splendid man called Arnab Goswami coming all the way from Assam and, working in Mumbai, working in Delhi, in Noida, setting up his studios, doing so well, I mean, what should I call you?
I am an Indian.
Immigration is a way
I am
of
an
life.
Indian.
Immigration is a way of
I am
life.
a Bharatiya. It's not immigration.
Yes, everybody is a Bharatiya.
Mr. J, it's not immigration. I am from one state. I am sorry. I hold an Indian passport.
Okay.
If I was a Bangladeshi, you can ask me that question. How dare you ask me the question? No, I am an Indian.
Hold on, please.
No. You hold on. You hold on.
Indian like Anil Kapoor in Western India.
Rajat will reply to you because I'm getting personally vested in this discussion. Rajat, over to you. Rajat.
Vivek here is mixing illegal migration with internal migration from one state to the other state.
Illegal
How illogical can a person be? Now let me tell you, sir, just pause. You have had your chance to speak.
You don't trust your
Rajat is on the debate, Rajat.
National television. Now allow others to come.
Rajat.
Arnab, please understand. First of all, thank you. I'm coming to your show after a fairly long time.
Welcome.
The root cause of the problem. The division of Assam happened primarily on religious line at the partition. All the Muslim majority districts, including Sylhet, by the way, which was carved out of Assam and created into East Pakistan. All the Hindu majority districts were with the Indian state of Assam. And over a period of time, unabated migration kept on happening till the time Supreme Court mandated NRC was brought in. The challenge with NRC is Mr. Vivek will not understand this because he does not have any ground understanding. The problem with NRC typically
immigrants coming into India by air, by sea, by plane. Audio
louder for Rajat.
Blessings of Narendra.
Audio louder for Rajat will least.
The illegal migrants within the state of Assam over a period of time, they distributed themselves. They moved out into cities like Dimapur. The texture of Dimapur completely, entirely changed. The Arunachal Pradesh changed. In West Bengal, a lot of the illegal migrants which had entered into either into Assam or into Bengal, they migrated into West Bengal. And the forest areas of Jharkhand as well. There is a pattern, Arnab. You just brought out the hostile land. Look at the Brahmaputra banks. Any land was classically either government or was assumed the larger Hotlo land was all seen as supporting for these illegal migrants. The CNT and SPT as well. The Santhal Pargana and the Chota Nagpur Plateau, both these places were largely had very scarce population of the tribals. These illegal migrants felt that perhaps squatting inside these tribal forests is fairly and easy to do because there will be no census or there will be no exercise to come in and identify them and evict them. This is why they strategically moved. I'm again telling you, the banks of Brahmaputra River, the Hotro land, the forest area, the hills which are unclaimed, reserved forests of the government, all of these are identified and land jihad is the reason why illegal migrants.
A word used, land jihad. Rajat's intervention speaks about land jihad. I would like to bring in Piyush right now into the debate. Piyush,
let's just assume that whatever Rajat is saying is true. For 1 second, let's just presume. I fairly don't believe that, but then let's give him his own share, of truth. So all I'm asking, when the government is planning the census, does this union government totally inefficient and totally incompetent in conducting a census?
Because I told you the reason.
And how long are we going to rely on indirect data like the Economic Advisory Council, which is basically not qualified to deal with the demography as such in particular and demographic changes in particular? All the Economic Advisory Council needs to do
1 minute. I'd like Vikram Singh to come in. I'd like Vikram Singh to come in. I think that with respect, Piyush, what you are saying when you asked, and the question was also asked by a couple, why does the government not do the census? First of all, as we all know, the government has begun that process, will be completed in 2025. But having a census will not solve the problem. It's like saying, 1 minute, sir. Sir, 1 minute. Yes, you need the data to validate because otherwise we'll have endless debates like this. I will keep saying there's infiltration. You will keep saying that the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, the data is not true. But I just want to tell you once again with respect, Piyush, this is the kind of debate we had in Assam. And this debate continued for a long time. Did it solve the problem? When a person is having a heart attack or has had a major heart attack, do you tell the person to go through an angioplasty, a bypass or an ECG? Having an ECG will not solve the heart problem. You are saying let's have an ECG of the situation. I'm telling you we need a surgery. And if part of the surgery is removing the blockage...
How do you diagnose?
Well, there's no need to diagnose if people like you are not in denial. The problem is real. We are going to be taken over by infiltrators in this country. Vikram Singh, infiltration is real. Vikram Singh, nobody wants to accept that infiltration is real. Vikram Singh.
Thank you, Arnab, for your unsparing opening remarks. And I would say that I have hands-on experience, and there are intelligence reports to show that more than half the population of Australia is living in India as illegal Bangladeshi migrants. It is not the question of just one Santhal Pargana. Akbar Nagar in Lucknow, Banbulpura in Udham Singh Nagar, Nainital, as also Haldwani and Bahedi in Bareilly and Nainital district. You name it. And the people with vested interest politicians have brought them as vote banks. And you know the colloquial language, what they say? Ye hamari amanat hai. And we are supposed to protect them. And well, if you're supposed to protect them, then who is going to protect the law-abiding and the tax-paying Indians? And there are special interest groups and the mafia that give them the voters' ID, the Aadhaar card, and other identity papers, give them the facilitation of learning the local language and the dialect. And then it is not just a question of just land jihad. Land jihad, love jihad, plunder all the forest, flora and fauna, the valuable timber, use up all the land and the assets, and wherever you have artifacts and everything are up for sales and grabs. It is a scary situation, and I do feel that what Trump is planning to...
Sorry, lost you there. There's no need to smile this away.
Because without that, we would be very helpless. This is absolutely imperative, because they can... Sweeping the problem underneath the carpet, gentlemen, is not the answer.
First you don't help the Adivasis, Vikram Singh ji. You don't help the Adivasis, and when somebody helps them, you say, "Yeah, Mother Teresa is helping because she wants to convert." So you have Adivasi population, and the package we just saw. Okay? If people help the Adivasis, you say,
Vivek, you made your point. Vikram Singh is responding. Vikram Singh.
It is the question of illegal Bangladeshi migrants. We will discuss Mother Teresa later. Bangladeshi migrants are the problem. This is the problem at hand. And they are working not only, they are working as spies, they are working as fake columnists, they are working as fake vote banks. And you know what? The ISI has a specific roadmap, Arnab. They want to have at least one MLA constituency in every district through totally orchestrated by illegal Bangladeshi migrants. So if UP has 75 districts, there are 75 MLAs to their beck and call. It's a scary situation, and it can be create problems which will be very difficult to handle.
Vikram Singh, I respect you and your opinion a lot. So I'm just asking you a counter. Do you think BSF has nothing to do with it? And if BSF is responsible for allowing the infiltration, it's responsible. Can the Union Home Minister wash his hands?
Tuhin will reply to that. Tuhin.
And say that we
Tuhin will reply to that in a fast debate tonight.
Arnab, you know, every time the opposition of this country is so compromised that every time they have to hide their guilt, they keep asking, what have you done in the last 10 years? But let me tell you that illegal migration into this country started way back in 1947-48. In fact, there is evidence of Gopinath Bardolai, the first CM of Assam, having written to Nehru of how grim the situation was, but Nehru encouraged it. Today, what has changed in the last 10 years is that the opposition state governments have shown unnatural alacrity in naturalizing these illegal migrants. These India Alliance state governments are acting as agents for these infiltrators by naturalizing them. That is what has changed in the last 10 years. They have been awarding them, Aadhaar cards. Voting cards, and in some cases 3 or 4 Aadhaar cards and voting cards. I think that will end the moment we have a state government in Jharkhand.
Piyush, may I ask you? Piyush, you take exception. Piyush, you take exception to the reference to Nehru, and you always seem to laugh it off. The limited point I may want to add to the point which Tuhin made is that it is not just about Nehru. The Congress is... 1 minute, Piyush, I want to make a statement. I want to make a statement.
It's a faction.
With a few points.
Before coming on debates, illegal migration has existed for many decades. The difference is the unnatural alacrity shown by opposition parties.
Yes, Rajat.
The government
people are
has sealed the border. The Myanmar border is being sealed. Entire 1,500 kilometers of border with Bangladesh has been sealed. Isn't that a small thing? This investigation happened over decades. People are within these illegal migrants within the country, and they are moving all over the places. What could the government of India do?
Because you don't have any answers.
Cannot have legal migrants.
What has the Union government done from this
Piyush, on the issue of infiltration, my counter to you is this. My counter to Piyush and Vivek is this. One, do you want Jharkhand to become a Muslim state? Two, you talk about Nehru, but I can prove to you tonight that Manmohan Singh was pro-Rohingya too. Manmohan Singh authorized giving. Manmohan Singh is a pro-Rohingya prime minister. I'm saying it. Sue me.
I'm a pro-Rohingya here.
Yeah, you are pro-Rohingya and Manmohan Singh is pro-Rohingya. The difference is you are not prime minister. Manmohan Singh is pro-Bangladeshi Rohingya. Manmohan Singh's government was pro-Bangladeshi Rohingya because they gave a nod to giving Rohingyas living in Delhi UN cards. Why did Manmohan Singh want UN refugee cards to be given to Rohingyas in India? Why did he? Yes, Vivek, tell me.
Why did Hardeep Singh Puri
louder
created homes for Rohingyas and even claimed credit for it?
The entire world gives refugee status.
इसने हरदीप सिंह पुरी ने घर बनाए कि नहीं बनाए रोहिंग्यास के लिए और क्रेडिट लिया कि नहीं लिया?
You have.
Now Vikram Singh, now they will be openly pro-Rohingya. This is the level of political correctness.
This is so.
This is the kind of political correctness like of Kamala Harris when you say that 7-year-old children should be allowed to define their gender. You are too woke for me.
Rohingyas are behind all
Vikram Singh.
Arnab, this is an alternative tragedy. Rohingyas are behind all communal situations, all petty larceny, thefts, and all other crimes that are happening in places where they have been able to migrate. But look at the success story. They have been able to reach Kashmir, they have been able to reach Gujarat, they have been able to reach Maharashtra. Unless there is some kind of internal understanding by the mafia that they are able to be transported from the porous borders of West Bengal right up to Gujarat and Kashmir, that needs to be addressed and they need to be identified.
Who's going to address it, sir? That's what I'm asking. Who's going to address it? That's what I'm asking. Who's going to take the lead?
Tuin, who should address it?
Yes or no?
Who should address it?
No,
and who's going to take the lead? Who's going to solve the problem?
Of course, both the central government and the state governments have to address it. The central government.
So what have you done?
Central government.
What have you done? Enumerate the steps.
Have to address it. And that is why in our Jharkhand manifesto we have made it very clear that
no, I'm not talking about manifesto. I'm talking about you enumerating the steps you have taken in last 10 years' time.
In Jharkhand in particular, Arnab, why the situation becomes grimmer is because there is a pattern where these illegal migrants have tried to woo Adivasi women. They have usurped their land and they are operating as proxies.
Viewers, we can continue to debate it. The fact is there are two categories of people in our population today. Those who believe infiltration is fiction and those who believe infiltration is real. On republicworld.com, we are carrying this as a campaign. I believe infiltration is real. And we can change and stop infiltration in our country only if a large majority of people in our country stop being silent about infiltration and make a noise about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us make a noise about it. Now to our next short debate. The debate